Hi guys, welcome to my video. My name is Reinaldy Fawwas Al Hafidh, and in this video, I want to express my opinions towards this movie that I just watched recently and many times. This movie is also one of my most favorite movies of all time. It is Perks of Being a Wallflower. Perks of Being a Wallflower is a coming-of-age movie released in 2012. This movie is based on the novel with the same title that was released in 1999 by Stephen Chbosky. First of all, before we get into the storyline, maybe some of us are still not familiar with the term wallflower, right? What is actually a wallflower? So, a wallflower is a shy or unpopular individual who doesn't socialize in activities at social events. The term itself comes from the image of a person isolating themselves at a ballroom dance hall and remain close to the dance hall walls. That's why they are called the wallflower. Get it? In this movie, our main protagonist is the wallflower. Charlie, played by Logan Lerman, is an introverted kid. He is very unsociable that he starts to write a letter to someone he doesn't even know so that he won't ever feel lonely again. When he was in middle school, he had a mental health problem because he lost his best friend, Michael, due to suicide. In this movie, we get to see Charlie's life in high school while he waited for his school time to be over because it was that difficult for him to socialize. And because of his nature, he also became an easy target for the bullies. That thing made his mental health problem even worse. But despite being a wallflower, Charlie is also a very smart kid. He still tried to make some friends, he still tried to participate. Until one day, he met Patrick, played by Ezra Miller, and Sam, played by Emma Watson herself, who then introduced Charlie to a whole new other world. If we examine this movie using a literary perspective, I think there are so many elements that we can analyze the purpose and the meaning. First, there are some foreshadowings throughout this movie. For example, there are many scenes where Charlie goes blackout and imagining his past memories. This thing happened many times, but one of the most important memories and one that is most often displayed is when he recalls his memory with his aunt, Helen, when she said, "This will be our secret." At this point, we still don't know what the secret is. There's also one scene where Charlie made out with Sam, but he feels very uncomfortable. Both of these scenes are foreshadowed to what will happen in the near-end part of the movie when we finally found out that Charlie was sexually molested by his aunt when he was a child, which is one of the reasons why Charlie's mental health is unstable and why he shows the symptoms of PTSD or post-traumatic stress disorder. Besides the foreshadowing, I think the camera movements and sound effect choices in this movie are also very insane. For example, during the memory scene, the music will match the tone of the situation in the memory. Before the memory begins, the music is just, a common music background. However, when we are brought inside Charlie's head, there's a pick up in dramatic strong music to match the memory and the emotions that are shown. And at the end of the memory scenes, Charlie will most likely stand and look at the place where the memory occurred. The way these scenes are done allows us, the viewers, to go into Charlie's mind as he tries to stay with the reality. These are just a few of several examples of the cameraman's cleverness in taking scenes in this film. That's why I think it's very interesting to see the details in this movie. I personally really enjoyed watching this movie, even though there are some scenes that I found a bit unsettling. The first thing that I like about this movie is the fact that the author of the novel, Chbosky, also is the one who directed this film. Don't get me wrong, I haven't read the book yet, but I think it's just very cool for the sake of authenticity, especially for those who read the novel. I also like the way almost every character in this movie has an interesting backstory, and sometimes they even get a scene to show their own life struggles. For example, we get to see Patrick and Brad complicated backstreet relationship. We also get to see Sam's struggles and also some other struggles of the characters who usually don't have an important role in a film, such as the main character's sister. In this film, her own story is also shown about how she deals with her abusive partner. Another thing that I like about this movie is the issue itself. I really adore that this movie is discussing about young adult related issues such as sexuality, sexual abuse, and mental health. Especially, I like the mental health one. I like how it was shown that mental health is a very serious issue that can not only affect you but also people around you. And I also like how it was shown that professional health workers can also help you with your problems. All these issues are discussed in an interesting way so that we can learn more about these serious topics while we still reminded that it is fun to be young and free. To be honest, I'm still having a hard time finding the thing that I don't like from this movie. Maybe, I don't know if I should say this, but maybe one thing that I can critique is the one gay character. I know we love Patrick so much, but I think his character is a little bit templated. It's not that it's wrong or something. It's also a good way to represent a certain community, but I think almost in every YA movie, the representation of LGBT is always a feminine gay guy. It almost became a stereotype, while the fact is we know that there are still many other sexuality or characters that can bring new color to a film. Other than that, I think it's very difficult for me to find things that I don't like from the movie Perks of Being a Wallflower. Yeah, so overall I think Perks of Being a Wallflower is a very great movie. It's very refreshing to watch and it's also very fun, even though the issues that are raised in this movie are also pretty serious. I think this movie allows us, the viewers, to become a part of this experience, to see inside the mind of a troubled teenage boy, Charlie. I really recommend you guys to watch this movie, but content warning, there are some scenes that can trigger specific emotions. So I think that's all from me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.